For the most realistic steering system available on the market, look no further than Sim Steering from Leo Bodnar. Designed and hand-built at the home of British Motorsport's Silverstone circuit, it's extensively used by professional driver training centres and race teams including Formula 1 since 2010. The high precision and completely linear response coupled with high strength provides the ultimate in realistic steering force feedback. Visit simsteering.com.
What is so important about driving faster than anyone else?
A lot of people go through life doing things badly. Racing's important to men who do it well. When you're racing, it's life. Anything that happens before or after, it's just waiting.
Good afternoon and welcome to Apex Racing TV. Alex Simpson and Brenton O'Brien here for round 10 Sim Racers Asia GT Series. We are at a very miserable Brands Hatch circuit. Overcast, very gusty winds at the moment. Going to be tricky for the drivers out there today, Brenton.
Well, just another perfect day in the UK, isn't it? 20 degrees is probably quite warm, I would imagine, for you. Tight track. 5 laps. This is going to be a sprint race. Confident there won't be a necessity for pit stops, but I've been wrong before. But yeah, it should be a close race, hopefully without incident.
Yeah, looking at what some of the guys have been telling us, it looks like it is possible to make it on the no stops. We see some drivers, well, that's named Tobias, last week's winner. Fuel saved his way to victory at Spa. If the guys take a bit of an extreme engine map like Tobias did, then it is possible to make it on one stop. Whether guys will try and race it out front and take a stop and just go full pace, we will have to wait and see. But I know the Ford GTs, they can make it quite easily, so it's going to be interesting to see what some of the front runners do. Got some new names popping in for this one. Just seems to me that this Sim Racers Asia GT Series is going from strength to strength, and more people want to compete in that one. So looking at a really, really big grid again today. So little circuit, it's going to be very, very busy.
Well, it's going to be a crowded house, there's no doubt. The Teams Championship, the Australians have made a big move over the last two races. Just 23 points down now, and they've certainly got strong numbers here tonight. So there could be a change in the Teams Championship. Yeah, I think, AC, to be honest, I think they'll make it comfortably with fuel. I think they need 49 litres to make the finish. They start with 46. I think just a slight amount of fuel saving for the first 4 or 5 laps, and I think they'll be right from there. That's the information given to me by someone who's in the know, so hopefully that could be the case. It could be just a straight race.
Okay, well, we'll look forward to that. Just having a look at the Drivers' Championship, you touched on the teams there. Miko obviously took second place and took the lead in the championship after last week's race. Obviously Lenderman having a little bit of a shocker out there, so he finds himself about 20 odd points behind now. So 27 points, there we go. The maths is working in my head, so I can count. I've got some toes, it's all good. Charles Desir is third place. He's under quite a bit of pressure from Tobias Cherney now after that victory from Tobias. Dongwoo Gang retired really early with the accident going into Lecumbe, finds himself slipping down to 5th place in that championship. So those three really fighting for it. The top, well, fighting for 3rd place there, but the battle really is still between Marcus Lenderman and Mikko Nazi for the overall championship position.
Yeah, it is. Marcus made an expensive mistake last week. Not only did it affect the race of others, but more importantly for him, it has really put a dent in his championship. He's showing quick pace at qualifying at the moment. Still with the 12 minutes to go, but he's actually on provisional pole with a 47.573. Just 2/1000ths of a second of new Australian edition. Jared Fussell does a lot of V8 supercar driving, very competitive in that. Yaron Wong, also the BMW third with Tobias Cherney. Mikko Nazi is a surprising one at the moment. 7th place at 43 even, but I would imagine he'd have some bit of pace left up his sleeve.
Yeah, a driver that we just need to give a little bit of mention to and perhaps a shout out, which is a shame because I don't think he's actually here today, or I don't see him on my timing screen at the moment, is Alex Chung. He's actually competed in the last 7 races and had 0 incidents in all those races as well. So it's perhaps dropping a week this week, but hopefully we'll be back for, where are we next? Okayama next. Is he there?
No, yeah, no. Alex is just coming out of the pits now, and he's number 29. There he is, and that's a testament to him. He's picked up, I think, it was 35 bonus points. Exceptional effort considering the racing and some of the cars that's been on around him. He's shown some pace as well, so he hasn't just been playing it safe, he's actually shown some pace.
Yeah, that is absolutely great to see. So it just goes to show, you know, the points that can be had and gained by keeping it clean, so we'll keep an eye out for him and hope that he can get another clean one under his belt. Just on board with Jake Byrne for a quick second there. Obviously Jake just had a really good race over at Mosport and won the V8 supercar race earlier on today. Those of you that keep in touch with our Super Saturday will know the race before. So himself and Tobias both had great battle over there, so we'll see if they can continue that here. Just a little short jump over the pond and bang, they're in England and at Brands Hatch.
Well, the wonders of modern technology. I've noticed that Scotty Stevens is not here today. His JFF teammate Josh Bird, number 4 roughs here, so he's shown some good pace for that too. So I'm not sure where Scotty is this week, but that opens it up for another position for those behind.
Yeah, obviously Scott in 6th place, and we're starting to close in on perhaps this fight for 3rd in the championship, but that's not going to help him today. So yeah, we'll see him perhaps slip out of that little fight with just 2 rounds to go next week.
Just getting on board with some of these boys. I'm on board with Jared Fussell at the moment, actually down position 2 now in qualifying behind Marcus. Just struggling to get clear traffic, isn't it? It's tight track. What have we got? Coming up 26 entries, 27 entries now. It's going to be the biggest challenge here is once you've got your clean lap, is to make the most of it.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you know, finding a clean space to get your run in, or perhaps, you know, a 1.5 second gap so you can get a bit of tow through some of these little short straightaway sections. It's actually quite funny looking at the track map on screen right now. Obviously, it's just 2 kilometers long, 6 turns. Looks very, very basic, but just the fact that it does it fills up just a third of our track guide overlay that we bring up on screen. Just goes to show how short this little circuit is. But yeah, 23 degrees track temperature. We touched on that earlier, so it's quite cool out there in the overcast conditions. So the guys are going to have a whole load of grip. Nothing's going to worry about tyres going off. So it's going to be a pure straight out sprint for this one.
Yeah, my understanding is though it takes probably a lap longer, because being the shorter track and the cooler temperatures, to get your temperatures up to a good working temperature. So it might cause a few incidents in the first 2 or 3 laps.
Just on board briefly there for Min Park, just having a little spin. But yeah, I think you're right. So a couple of laps to get the get the temps up. So if those that are bold and brave in the first few laps but can do it cleanly, potentially could move up a few places quite quickly.
Yeah, we're just having a look at Charles Thaceris. He's struggling to find the room. He's backed off a little bit. He's got the Peugeot's McLaren in front of him. Just where are we? We just lost you for a sec, Charles. Yeah, down in 10th place at the moment. This will be his first genuine quick lap, I think. Oh, Peugeot not doing him many favours there. Just getting a bit of dust and.
Yeah, I think Peugeot's going to be far enough away that he's not going to hold him up too much though. It's getting a bit closer now through this final section. I actually think, yeah, probably just lost a tenth or two there.
Yeah.
Compromised his line.
Oh, actually, he's made much of it for him. But yeah, Peugeot's trying to get a quick time as well. It's not a one-man show there, but yeah, no improvement. Oh no, there's improvement. 42.7, thank you. And there goes Peugeot. So 42.7 for Charles now, from 10th to 5th, so a good improvement there.
Just want to give a big shout out to those that are tuning in and watching us live, and those that do so on demand via YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like us. Tell us what you think of it, things that we can do to improve. You know, we're always game to add new features or take a different spin on things. You know, we do our bit, me and Brenton. But yeah, if you guys want to see something new or whatnot, then yeah, tell us so in the comments, and we'll try and see if we can add or focus on some of that for future races.
Yeah, it's a good point, AC. Like, a lot of us are doing this off the cuff. Yeah, any advice is good advice. Any constructive criticism will be taken on board, like you said. Yeah, there's plans to make slight modifications to the season next year, from what I understand. So it could be a bit longer season. So any advice you can give us to improve that, take it on board, no doubt.
Yeah, we have done some slight modifications to some of the software that we're running, and we hope for further improvements. Actually, next week we should be reintroducing split screen back into the mix. Yeah, one thing with the iRacing software, it can be very demanding, and when you're trying to broadcast at the same time and broadcast two screens, it's very, very tricky. But we think we found our way around that, so watch out for that one. But yeah, so I think overall, I think we should see a bit of a graphical improvement as well this week. So yeah, comment and let us know about that. Our main thing is we just want to get the broadcast pictures over to you as smoothly as possible, and as lifelike as doable as well.
Yeah, exactly. What we've got 4.5 minutes of qualifying to go. Mikko Nasi, the surprise, yeah, championship leader, down in 6th, tight track. He's 3/10 off provisional pole Marcus Lenderman. So Marcus throwing the gauntlet in. Jared second, Timothy Jackson, a good effort in that Demidov BMW. I won't be mentioning that too many times tonight, I promise you that. Yaron Wong 4th, Tobias, last week's winner, in 5th, and as I said, Mikko and Charles 6th and 7th. So unusual spot for them, but still 4 minutes to go in qualifying.
Yeah, I think it's just a case of finding the room. I mean, just look at how tight that top 10 is at the moment. Just well, where are we? Up to 16th place? Well, 15th place, covered by 1 second. So, well, it's a short track and not much time to lose. I think with the slipstream and things like that, we could see a bit of a monster pack starting to form through this one. 28 guys as well, so.
Yeah, Mikko's just made an improvement, 42.529 up to 4th place now, just the 5 1,000ths behind Timothy Jackson. So he's thereabouts now. So just he's on another clean lap, I think. Just got Charles just in front of him, I think it is. So Charles is the one who just needs to put his nose up there, but it's such a good field these days. It could be anybody's pole.
Yeah, absolutely. So young Marcus doing well again. I think he hasn't had a pole position for a little while, so you know he needs to get one under his belt. He needs to bounce back after last week's race. Important to score big this week. Actually, just who are we on board with at the moment? That was young Marcus as well, and he was following Tobias, and Tobias has got some wing damage, and I don't know if he realises out there, but certainly not going to improve with that like that at the moment.
No, it's not going to improve, and he's just let Marcus through there, or he's actually just probably got in too deep, and Marcus has gone through. Just seems to have such a clean exit, Marcus, doesn't he? Young fella, he probably shouldn't harp on about his age. He's just got that uncanny ability just to get that power on nice and clean and early. It gives him such good, consistent drive out of the corners.
Yeah, you're right. I think it's just something that we pick up on. You know, he's a young talent moving their way up. I'm sure he just wants to stand on his own 2 feet right now and just be known for the, you know, the speed on the track and not anything else. But yeah, sorry, Marcus. We'll constantly do that. Tobias gets himself around. Jared looks like he's got a bit of slipstream this time by. Let's see if he improves. No, he doesn't. It's just an outlap by the look of it.
Yeah.
Who was that in front of him? Seemed like he got out of the way pretty quickly for...
I think it was Josh Bird.
Miko Nassi looks like he's pulling around, is that Lazardri? It is indeed, behind him. In fact, actually looks like he's actually holding him up just a little bit there, so... Yeah, he is indeed. Lazardri up the inside. Not what Miko would have wanted, actually. He wanted a clean track. Again, it's just struggling to find some room.
Yeah, it seems to be very much here a BMW benefit, doesn't he? The first, well, I've got Kevin, no, the first BMW I think is Farney, 12th place at the moment, and yeah, 6/10 down, and the roughs again, unfortunately, just nowhere to be seen, are they? 14th is the first one with young Brett Woods. Well, he might not be that young, but yeah, Brett Woods in the car 777 rough.
Yeah, I think the real trouble with the rough, I mean, is you can get the pace and performance out of it. It's just you need to really work hard on the setup. The McLaren and the BMW obviously both had the new damper upgrades to them, so we've got the high and low speed bumps, which doesn't half make setting these cars up a lot easier over the bumps and curves, and then worrying about the performance with the low speed damping as well, where the roughs you just have to do it all with the one style damper, so very tricky to get the best out of those. But I've seen in other series that they are quick, and you can do it, but you just need to stick with them.
Yep, 40 seconds to go in qualifying. This is where it's at. Timothy Jackson and Marcus both. Well, Marcus has just lost it there, trying to make an improvement. Not sure Jackson's exit has been that clean from turn 1, so he might have dropped a bit. So I'm probably not going to expect an improvement from him. So Miko Nasi, yeah, I reckon this is the lap we'll get on. Oh, a bit wide there. Maybe that's an off track. Not sure. Yep, it's not going to get a time in either.
Yeah, drivers just finish up now. Let's just take a quick look at the final grid as my overlay just goes bananas on me.
Oh, take that, it's okay. Marcus Lenderman on the pole with a 42.396. Jared Fussell, Mark's got his girl giving the rules at the start. I think it's a very clever thing that Mark's introduced, so that can't hear that. 42.493 for Jared. Timothy Jackson, his best qualifying for the year, 42.524. Miko Nasi, he'll make a run. He'll be there. 42.529. Yaron Wong, Tobias, Charles, Rocky. Rocky Chong, I'm not sure if we've had to come across him before, but yeah, it should be a close race. Who's going to be your pick?
Yeah, it's a tough one. I think I'm going to give it to newcomer Jared, actually. I think he's going to surprise us all here. I've seen him in a lot of different series. Very, very quick driver, consistent driver as well. And he's not racing for anything out there apart from points for the team, while Marcus has got a little watchful eye on that championship and won't be able to push it too much. He knows he needs to have strong. Miko will be quick, but I just think it's going to take him a little bit too long to get through.
Yeah, well, the start's going to be so important here. I don't want to be leaving ourselves caught short here with the green and the red like maybe I did last week, but there's going to be a little bit of fuel saving, but I don't think Tobias is going to be a factor at the end of this race, but we've said that before and been wrong. Yeah, Jared will go alright. I think Marcus, there's a bit of pressure on him at the moment after his mistake last week, so we'll see how we go, but it's over to you, AC. Yeah,
Marcus leaves it very late to join the grid. Lost those few drivers now just taking their spots, lining up. Race director puts the lights on. Guys are getting ready here. Oh, Miko might have jumped the start there. That could be disastrous for him. We'll see if that gets counted or not.
Green, green, green.
But guys are away here. Round 10, Sim Racers Asia. GT series. A lot of guys in the pit lane as well. Did not notice those. Got a few guys just running wide as well. Can happen. Let's watch what could be some carnage down into turn 1, turn 2, sorry, very, very tight. Everybody through, given lots of room so far. Let's just keep an eye further back. Looks all good. Oh, Tobias, Miko gets hit hard.
Oh, that's a championship there, right there, isn't it? A great start by Jared Fields, your pick, and he's got Marcus Lenderman boxed in there. Also, Yaron Wong just shows some consistency from 5th in the grid up to 3rd. Timothy Jackson in 4th, but yeah, there's a mistake there, and I think the guilty party might be young Charles here, and he's going on with it.
Yeah, not sure at all what happened. Looks like Marcus having some issues there. No, it was Kevin, sorry, having some issues there. Slowing inside of turn 1. Kurt Stenberg.
Miko had to optimise some heavy damage. Miko Nasi, I'm going to assume, has had a toe, so race over. I'm sorry, Miko. You didn't do anything wrong there today, just wrong place, wrong time.
Yeah, a lot of guys into the pits, probably caught up in that. Min Park, Marcus Swang, Paijo, Nazi, Cherney, Hung, Paul Rogers and Buffon don't make it off the grid by the looks of it, so let's just check back in with the battle up the front. There's a lot of action going off and camera jumping all over the place, but Vissel out front, putting a little bit of a lead at the moment from Marcus, but Marcus won't be too worried. He'll know, the guys will have come across on the radio, told him that Nasi is out and that all he needs to do is keep it clean, and he is going to be right back in this championship.
I'm not actually sure that did Paul Rogers actually start the race? I'm sure he did. I know he's been involved with a few first lap incidents. Probably not his fault, but I'm not sure he's actually started. But the race up the front very close. Just wide by Jared there on the exit. But, and deep under brakes by Marcus here. This is going to be Miko out of the pits, 25th position.
Yeah, fastest driver that time by was actually Wong as well, so let's not count him out. Starting to close in that gap. We saw Tim Jackson was very quick in qualifying as well, so just a little bit behind at the moment, but I dare say he's going to pull that back. Jake Burton down in 11th, so that was after the carnage, so I'm not sure what's gone on there, and Greg Heaton as well, 24, so a lot of drivers just dropping, caught in some sort of accident off camera.
Yeah, a bit of damage to the front of his car. Fairly safe to assume that there was an involvement with Tobias and with Miko. That'd be worth having a look at later on, no doubt.
Yeah, Lenderman winds it up, puts in the fastest lap that time by, so starting to put the pressure on Jared up front here. Has a little look, but he's going to have to go around the outside if he was going to do it there.
Well, good test of Marcus's patience today, isn't it? Like, there's a championship here. Right now, Marcus to get right back in, and Miko's had a bit of drama, so the safe driver here for the championship. Second place is good coin. First place is just that little bit better, and we know that Marcus is a racer.
Yeah, Wong's not giving this up by any means as well. Looking very, very racy.
Yeah, I think Jared really, look, he's 8/10 off his qualifying. He's probably just driving a controlled race, just worried about his line, hitting his brake markers, getting his acceleration right. If they want to drive around him, they're going to have to go the long way. Good run here by Marcus here.
Yeah, might have a little look down into turn 2.
No, I just probably took a bit too much gutter or curb on the inside of turn 1 there. Probably just lost a bit. And the top 4 have just put that little gap on Charles, who's put another 3 seconds on 6th place Josh Burton. 21 cars on the lead lap still. Tobias, Kevin, Miko and Greg Heaton have been our casualties, unfortunately, for the first lap incident.
Yeah, well, Lazardri's dropped down a bit further on as well. Not sure quite what happened to him. Was sat comfortably in 8th place, but now down to P10 and coming under a lot of pressure.
Well, this race is just going so quickly into it. Lap 8 already out of 35. So just gotta keep it steady. There's still a bit of racing to go. They might be in fuel save mode at the moment. That's where Jared might be just backing off his pace about a second a lap, or about 8/10 a lap. Could be fuel saving as well.
Yeah, we did think that some of them might be on sort of mix 5 or something like that.
Yeah, I don't think they need to go that heavy in regards to dropping their mixtures. I think mix 2, mix 3 for 4 or 5 laps will probably do the job from what I understand.
Miko Nasi out the pits, sets the fastest lap of the race, promptly beaten by Charles Desir as well. So
yeah, well, Miko's really racing for a bit of pride. There's an opportunity for him to pick up a few places, but the really healthy points are a long way up the road and then around again.
yeah, with these guys sort of separated by a little bit now, there's no reason why just those few points might not come out trumps at the end of this championship. So the guys just exit Clark Curve onto the main straight. Fissel sets the fastest lap this time. Hard braking into Druid. Such a tricky corner. You can pick up the gas so early through there.
Yeah, it just seems very static at the front. They're just holding their cards close to their chest at the moment. There's no aggressive driving. They're just pacing themselves out, drawing away from the 6th place man, Josh Burton. Charles Sears is sitting there. So it's probably not a necessity for a pit stop, but just championship-wise, there's been that important change with Miko at the front. So maybe these guys are thinking longer term here.
Yeah, I agree. Just jump back actually, just watching Kurt Stenberg here, putting a little bit of pressure on Mohad ahead. Oh, Mohad wide into Paddock Hill there.
Yeah, Tobias' teammate Kurt does a lot of V8 supercar driving with very good success. We said for some reason he just seems underrated, but in the V8s, but geez, I rate him highly. Yeah, I don't think he skips too many beats at all.
I think Jake Burton's had a bit of an off as well. Yeah, he has slipped all the way down to 15th now, so we saw him sideways there, struggling.
And a miss at the front here. Oh, I think Kurt's actually just disappeared off our screens. Yes, he has. Well, that was all a bit messy back there for a while. And Min Park off as well, actually facing the wrong way. The start of the start-finish line. He's just getting off the track for our leaders. As he gets that. Don't come back on there.
Yeah, it gives them plenty of room. Yeah, Charles not really able to close back up to these guys. I think he's definitely the one doing the fuel saving. He's perhaps having to crank the number up a little bit, turn that mixture down because he hasn't got the draft of the guys ahead of him.
Well, yeah, he might just be lacking pace as well. It's very much into a for everyone here. The setups just seem to be so important. I think just with that bit of damage as well with Charles, that might affect him. It's coming up to our host, Mark Lake, back in the Ford GT with that sensational Matthew Nethercott skin.
Yeah, great battle starting to form here between Lazardou Mohad, DK Lee. Definitely seems like everybody's just struggling to actually get a move done. Same with the leaders, really.
Yeah, this really just seems to be the one place to pass the hairpin, doesn't there? And if you don't have that clean exit in turn one, you haven't got a lot to work with. Yeah, good battle here. DK Lee and Jake Burton. Oh, deep under brakes for both of them. Backed in 12th and 13th.
Yeah, Jake obviously trying to recover after his little spin. They've actually got Miko behind them, but see Miko a lap down, 2 laps down, sorry. Oh, Jake just gives
Jake.
well, I will call that a love tap, but I don't think there was any love in that.
I think it's just more of a reminder notice that he's still there, but tell you what, some of these BMWs are looking very second-hand already, aren't they? But lap 15, we've only got 20 laps to go, but coming up to halfway through the race already. Deep under brakes, heavy defensive driving there by DK. Let's see how this gets Miko Nasty, what he's going to do here.
Yeah, looks like we've got Spinner ahead as well. Guys having to scramble to get
Kevin
past.
Wang.
Oh, that's extremely close in there. Anything could have happened there. But yeah, Kevin gets himself out of it.
Yeah, for Miko, that was for position by passing Kevin. So he's up another spot in 21st. But this Lord Jake's got a good run here. Should get the job done. Should get the job done here. Holding the inside line. Yeah, clean pass. Just holding Miko out too. Miko deep around the back.
So driver coming under quite a bit of pressure at the moment as well is Josh Borden in 6th place. Rocky, who we haven't seen, in 7th. Starting to put up a little bit of pressure.
Well, the leaders are really amongst a bit of traffic. All the traffic's doing the right thing, getting out the way for all 4 cars. Just see Charles has dropped off a little bit. And Josh Burton and Rocky, yeah, there we go. Putting in respectable times, a 43.7 last lap and 43.5 for Josh and Rocky.
Oh, I got Spinner in front of them. Actually think, I was thinking might have been a little swap of position there, but it's not as they were, so.
I'm not sure this is Burkade's first race in the McLaren. I think he's generally in the rough from what I understand, from what I remember.
Yeah, I thought that as well.
Change of cars. Hasn't worked yet, but he's going to get used to it as the season goes on, and probably more looking towards next season. Great looking skin, the Golf skin there too.
Let's just jump back in with the leaders as they are still going at it. Jared pulled a little bit of a gap from Marcus this time. Wong still hot on Marcus's heels.
I'll tell you who is doing a sensational job. Congratulations to him. Mark Young, our host, in the GT3 car, the Ford GT, sorry, 17th position. Holding his own lap time wise, putting in 44.6 for the last lap. Driving a clean race, has made up, what's he done? 9 positions already, so it's a fantastic start for our host. Looks like he's got a clean car too, there's no damage on his car at all.
Yeah, Mark is always a bit of an underrated driver actually. He seems to sit there or thereabouts. Gains a lot of places in the race, just keeps it clean. Just goes to show, staying out of trouble, what it can give you at the end. So, but yeah, he definitely can go all the way and hasn't got a fuel save or anything like that, so.
Yeah, it's just a shame that races and probably 5 or 6 laps longer to really give the BMW and McLaren drivers something to think about. Oh, another off by Rocky in the meantime. Yeah, just a shame it couldn't be that much longer, and then the GT would have really come into its own, wouldn't it?
Just having a quick look elsewhere, what's going on. Looks like Jake Burton now starting to set his sights on Mohad. So wants another spot. At 20 or 35, already past the halfway mark here at Brands Hatch. Alex Simpson,
Big race, isn't it?
Brenton O'Brien here for this short little race.
Yeah, well, we're not going to be claiming overtime rates today, AC. There's no doubt. We're only coming up 17 minutes into the race, and we're deep into lap 20 already.
Oh, Jake
Oh,
just
no,
makes contact. I don't know if both drivers got on that one, but Jake seems to have disappeared. So
yeah.
Mohad around as well. So not great from Jake there, I have to say.
Yeah, not good, Jake. He ran into the back of him there. Whether Mohad braked early, I'm not sure, but no, you can't blame Mohad for that. It's yeah, you don't like to see that. You can't see Jake on the screen either, so I dare say he's disappeared for us.
Yeah, I'm really not sure what happened. It looked like he got sort of like fired off somewhere, and I guess it's resetting back to the pits. He's just waiting to tow back or something. I don't know. It's a weird one.
I dare say you're right. Yeah. But just it's a static race, isn't it? It's the top 4 haven't changed at all. It's only 13 laps to go here.
Yeah, I have to say I thought these guys might have got a little bit more racy, especially knowing how Marcus needs to defend his position with the points wise. I think for Wong behind, he could probably stick his nose up the inside, and I guess Marcus would just jump out of the way.
And Mark Lang just went a bit wide. He's dropped a position, I think. Then Tobias has passed him with some pressure behind him now from Peugeot and McLaren.
Tobias up to 15th place actually after being involved in that accident. It might still get a top 10 here.
Well, he could do, but he's benefited from that last accident between Jake and the other driver. Sorry, but so they've gone up 2 spots there.
Yeah,
but Mark's now under pressure from those who were involved in the first lap incident.
Yeah. Oh, and we see. I guess that's something gone on between Tobias and Mohad there.
Yeah, maybe Mohad's had some damage from that last incident, but that's toast.
Let's have a little look back, see what happened there, because he's not had much fun out there with the guys coming through.
And Farney as well, and he's trying to cut into the pits. Yeah, that race over there, sorry to say.
Actually, it's the other way around. Mohad lost the place and just went into the back of Tobias. Not good at all. So I don't know.
Might have had some damage from the earlier incident, but this race is just very quiet at the front end. A good chance this race pace in this case. That race has been very surprising.
Yeah, it has got a bit scrappy, I have to say, Mark. I guess we'll have a little word with them for the next one. It's not what we used to see. I mean, I know the very first couple of races are a bit like that, but this season's been really respectful, and I have to say a lot of drivers not so great out there today.
Yeah, it's a tight track, short race, probably trying to cash in and get probably just a bit of impatience really, but the fact is there is only 11 laps to go, 11 laps of about 44 seconds, so there's not much racing to go, so if you're going to make a move, well, this is the time.
Yeah, 10 laps this time as they pass the start finish line now, so let's just Tim Jackson just falling off a little bit. He's not really able to sort of keep up. Seems like he's perhaps eating into his tyres just a little bit more.
No, I think to be honest with you, he might be just playing a safe card. Like and I would suggest the same with the top 4. It's not like lack of trying and putting a bit of pressure on, but it just doesn't seem anywhere to pass without making a crazy move.
The other couple of battles that are going on at the moment as well. We've still got Rocky and Josh having this great fight out here. Just a 0.2 of a second separate those. Might have a little look into turn 1 here. Nothing going there.
Well,
Maybe into Druids.
Back to Brett Woods in the 777 rough, and walk one deep under brakes. Contact. This is a there'll be a position change one way or the other here for the 8th and 9th positions.
Yeah, Quan in that GoPro car looks great. Always love that one.
Yeah, nice looking car, but heavy damage to the front left.
Another spin. I think that was Pyjo spinning in the background there as well. I have to say, I think the wind out there is really catching some of these guys. It wasn't Pyjo, it was actually Miko Nasi. I thought it was a black McLaren, but no, it was actually Nasi. But yeah, the weather today, very gusty, so that might be what's causing some of this.
And I can tell you, I've just actually cited that. A very rare event. It wasn't Alex's fault, but Alex has just been absolutely punted by Morat again. Morat's been a few incidents here, but Alex will not have a perfect record again today. He's just been heavily hit into turn 1. Was not Alex's fault. Morat just drove straight to the side of him. So you don't see Alex involved in too many incidents. We know that with his 35 bonus points, but yeah, that's ruined his perfect record, and it's dropped off some pace too.
And just watching something with the leaders there, it looked like Marcus Lindemann got himself out of shape, and unfortunately Wong couldn't take advantage of that because Miko was in the way, and this has basically caused him some damage, so now he's under a lot of pressure from Tim Jackson for this final podium position. Actually, Tim up the inside.
Gone. Jared Beard, gone. It's a toe. Well, finally a change in the top 3. Oh, and Stephen Bouquet going in hard backwards. The McLaren as well. A lot of grass out there, Stephen. Lucky about that, but Jaren's out of the race, unfortunately. Well, you pick Jaren Fields. Well, he's just done the job, hasn't he? 5 laps to go. He's stretching it out. 2.4. They're not going to catch him. The bit of interest here behind him, though, with Marcus and Miko. There's no reason for Marcus to be holding up Miko. You can let him through.
Yeah, I wonder if Miko's just playing a bit of a psychological game here, just sort of saying, well, if I was here, I would have had you. Putting a bit of pressure on the youngster, trying to make him force a mistake, see if he can drop him down a few places.
Well, there's nothing to be gained here for Marcus. Get out of that race, Marcus. Miko's a lap behind, so it's not going to affect his chances in this race one way or the other if he lets Miko through.
Yeah, I have to say, letting him go would just know that, just be a clear message to Miko that he goes, well, I know what I've got to do. I'm under control. I don't need to race you today, not so at one bit. So he goes a little bit wide there. Is he letting him go? No, he's not. See, he wants to race him. He doesn't need to do any of this.
Miko's just going to be inviting. It's just the 3 laps to go. Miko be just loving this.
Yeah, Wong still in the pits. Well, where is he now? No, 15th place. So.
No, Jaren's left. He's left. He's disconnected.
Yeah, that's a shame.
Yeah, it is. He drove a steady race, had an issue. Mark Lang a bit wide there with Marcus Lindemann coming behind. Mark Lang up to 15th place now. Going a lap down, but wow.
Yeah, and then back down to 16th as Miko comes through. So that was for position.
Yeah, but I bet you if you offered him 16th place at the start of the race, he would have taken that.
Oh, spins. That definitely seems like the main issue really of this circuit, and that's why I'm thinking about the wind. I'm not sure where the wind's coming in from, but definitely seems like there's the problem.
And dropping a bundle of places. I think he's lost 3 places there.
Charles Tissere, we know he was struggling a little bit earlier on. 4th place now. Good solid result from him if he just bring it home. 2 laps to go. Actually, we missed as well that Rocky dropped himself down to 8th place as well. Not sure what's gone on there.
Yeah, had a bit of an incident, but he was able to pick up the pieces. But what I can tell you is that for the Teams Championship, Australia 1 and 3, this is going to put a big hole. Well, actually 1, 3 and 5. I would imagine by the end of this race there's going to be a change in the team style.
Yeah, huge impact to the points there. Let's jump on with our leader. Watch him for this final lap. I have to say, I think I called it nice and early. Know how strong Jared is with his consistency. Great race from him today. Hasn't put a foot wrong out there, just slowly built up this lead.
Jackson is a mistake. All he has, but he's going to keep that spot.
Yeah, just rounding final corner now.
Well, he didn't take the pole, but he took the win. Jared Vassell, welcome to the championship. Fantastic result. It has to be the driver of the day. Such a controlled effort. Lenderman in second. Good controlled drive by Mark. Oh, gee whiz, Miko Nasser didn't worry about the brakes there at the end of the race, did he? And a fantastic result for Tim Jackson. Charles in fourth place. Pretty uneventful race for Charles after that first lap. No doubt there'll be something spoken about that. And then a long way back 19 seconds back to our 5th place, Josh Burden. I'm not even sure if they've gone across the finish line yet, have they? Let's have a look. Yeah, Josh is going across now. Yeah, they've all gone across. Brett Woods, fantastic. Actually, we've let that go. That would be the highest position for a rough this season in 6th place. Very unexpected, so congratulations to him. Got the better of Wook Yong Kon in 7th place. Farney, a good comeback there in the first of the McLarens. Rocky 9th, and Marcus Wang in 10th. Tobias did well to catch up, make a few spots up to 12th. Alex involved that incident, unfortunately, in 14th, and Miko in 15th. And our host, Mark Lang, in 18th. So, yeah, great job by him.
Yeah, of the retirements, obviously we lost Wong late on. Mohad as well had a bit of a crazy race out there. DK Lee, Jake Burton, Kurt Stenberg, Paul Rogers, I don't think took to the start. Neither did John Anthony or Christopher. So, yeah, another great race. I have to say, a little bit scrappy. I'm not used to seeing those these type of races in this series, but won't take anything away from the performance of the front few out there. Great race out there, and Jared fully deserves his victory. He didn't put a foot wrong at all.
Yeah, and, I don't think he does race his car, so he's done exceptionally well just to turn up and race. So we've seen that before at Bathurst with a driver just turn up, but just trying to chase up what happened on that first lap, or first corner.
Yeah, I'll tell you what we'll do. I'm going to take us to a quick commercial break. Drivers are coming in ready for a little chat, but before we do that, we'll bring up that first lap and just have a look what happened through there and see what we can make out of that one. But yeah, we'll be right back with you in just a few seconds.
Take your hobby to the next level with a quality racing rig that works great with a PS3, Xbox 360, and a PC. GT Omega Racing Simulator is compatible with a wide range of steering wheels, including Logitech, Fanatec, Thrustmaster, and more. The GT Omega is available now worldwide by going to www.gtomegaracing.com.
Welcome back to Apex Racing TV. Alex Simpson, Brenton and Brian for the post-race show here for the Sim Racers Asia GT Championship Round 10 Brands Hatch. Been a bit of a thriller. Let's just take a quick look at this. Start. I'm just focused on Miko because he was the main one who got involved in that.
Well, I think you get on board Charles's car and you'll find where the problem is there. He's just gone in way too deep into turn 3. Just taken a clip of Miko, and he's just driven straight to the side of Tobias and just chain reaction in the back there. So a bit messy there by Charles. Might have to the stewards, if there was automatic stewards or during the race stewards, that would have been dealt with fairly harshly, I would have thought.
Yeah, which might explain why he struggled a little bit to keep up with the guys in front as well. You can clearly see damage on the front right there. So yeah, we'll sure have a little word with him when he comes up. But who have we got down there? Ah, Jared has popped his name in. So whether or not these guys are ready for an interview, no one's jumped in at the moment.
Might have to give him a bit of a hand. We can bring Jared up here. Just get him up here now.
Hi Jared, welcome to the comms box, Apex Racing TV. Congratulations on a great victory. Sorry if you weren't ready for an interview. We thought we'd just drag you up anyway.
Ah, no, that's right. I was expecting to get dragged in pretty soon. That's all right.
Good performance from you today. Second place in qualifying, but nailed the start. Got yourself up in front, and yeah, didn't put a foot wrong from there.
Yeah, as most people know, I don't usually drive this car, and I decided to jump in for a bit of fun tonight, and I was actually pretty pacey, which I was surprised about. I think the standing start helped driving the V8 as well, learning how to modulate the clutch to get off the line without full spin and whatnot, so that helped me, I guess.
Yeah, great effort, Jared. How did you find out about this series? You've got, actually, I don't think there's anyone from your team in this series, so how did you come about joining the series?
I heard Tobias raving on all week. A TeamSpeak channel that he won last week or something like that. I decided tonight I'll give it a go. I've done a few laps here this week at BMW and I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah, by far the shortest race of the season, but good job. Fastest lap on lap 9 of 42.698. You said you'd done some training during the week, like your setup. You had to work on your setup, or was it a team effort there?
I got set up from Justin because I lost all the setups for the BMW, so I just stuck with that and it felt alright. So I was like, oh yeah, I'll just use this, and I was surprised about the fixed fuel, and actually I didn't know whether it was a fuel saver or not.
Well, that's the other thing. Did you have to save any fuel at all? 46 litres at the start.
Yeah, I was back and forth on map 2 and 3 the whole race, and with 10 to go I had 12 laps of fuel left, so I thought, oh bugger it, I'll go to map 1.
So you finished with plenty of fuel then in the end, no dramas at all on map 1 for the last few laps? Any dramas at all? The traffic seemed to be okay. It looked really tight in qualifying.
Yeah, qualifying was a bit hairy. There was a few close moments there in the race. Smoke everywhere, you don't know where to go. But yeah, I've only made one mistake, and that was when I ran wide at turn 1.
Yeah, just having a look at your lap times. It's just consistent all the way through. And you, even though you're new to the series, my co-commentator AC picked you as the winner before the race start, mate. So you've done him proud. So congratulations to you.
Thanks for choosing me.
I had the faith.
So likely to stay around for the series now, Jared, or is this a one-off special guest appearance?
I do like this car a fair bit, but I don't usually want to race official because it's a bit of a crash fest, so I think posted series in this car is probably the way to go. Depends what tracks are coming up next. I'll might jump in.
Yeah, we're going to be a longer series next season. I think they might be even talking 17 races throughout the season, so I'm not sure what tracks they're going to do, but there'll be a different variation. So it's been a strong season and a strong series run by Mark Lang, so it's good to have you on board, and mate, it'd be always good to have another Aussie on board as well, just quietly.
Yeah, I've seen only a few Aussies in here tonight, which is weird, but oh well, flying the flag.
Yeah, that's the way. Well done, mate. Hopefully we'll see you from now on, and congratulations. Anyone you want to give a shout out to?
I'd give a shout out to Tobias for actually for me finding this series.
Oh, well, no doubt we'll hear we'll hear all about that later on. But good job, Jared. Congratulations.
Cheers, guys.
The fear here is, AC, that the interviews might go longer than the race.
Yeah, it could well happen. Who shall we drag up next? We've got...
So you got to get my man. Jacko up there.
I was about to say,
third
let's
place.
bring Mr. Jackson up.
Good evening.
Great job, Jacko, and the Demonov BMW. I'll let AC take this over because I'm just going to mention Demonov 100 times, but good job on third place, mate. AC, over to you.
Yeah, congrats on the finish, Tim. Just tell us a bit of the race from your point of view. Looked like the early goings perhaps just struggling to keep up with those front three, but then closed back in and it sort of dropped back off again. It seemed like it was ebbing and flowing all over the place today.
Yeah, choice of engine mapping was the killer. I just stuck with engine map 1 and just backed off early through the corner, so they got away on a few areas on the slower corners, and on the quicker corners where you could flow through, I seemed to pick up on them.
Yeah, it's interesting actually. We were just talking to Jared as well. He was mixing it around with the fuel strategy through the race as well, but it's strange that you took, or it's different that you took the option to use your right foot to save the fuel. I mean, how much of a straight line advantage do you get by keeping it on mix 1 opposed to say 3 or 4?
Yeah, it's definitely a big advantage, and I could notice that on the straights, and especially putting on the power going through the corners. It just seemed to have that extra torque to get that initial acceleration, so it was definitely helpful, but at the same time, those slower corners where they were braking a lot later, I had to brake a lot earlier, so it was kind of 50-50.
I obviously picked up a podium, bounced back from last week. Not that last week wasn't a bad result in the end, but obviously just had your when you got turned around a little bit, perhaps ruined your chance for a podium. But great to see you up there this week. You said you were going to come back strong, so well done on that. I believe we're at Okayama next week, so how do you like that one?
Yeah, enjoyed it in the V8 series. I don't think there'll be any. Definitely looking forward to it, and definitely shooting for another top 5, if not podium.
And obviously first, third, and I believe 5th for Australia tonight as well. I dare say that looking at the points, I haven't worked them out, but I think you guys might have taken the lead in the championship. So well done on that one. And a few races left. What's the thoughts in the camp? Just going to play it strong again for the next few weeks and try and take this title?
Yeah, I think that's the main goal. Well, obviously Marcus and Miko pushed away with the Drivers' Championship, and it's a two-man race there, so at the same time we need to get that Nations Championship in Australia, not over in Singapore again.
Well, congratulations again. Anyone you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, Ivan Demidov from Demonov Racing, once again, appreciate the support through the sponsorship, and it's one for him.
Great, thanks Jacko. We'll catch you next week.
Have a chat later on, Jacko.
Thanks AC, Brenton. Thanks guys.
Cheers, mate.
Right, let's drag up Charles. Hi Charles, welcome to Comms Box.
Hi, good to be here, man.
Over to you, Brenton.
Well, thank Charles. No, you're in the naughty books tonight. Sorry, Charles. Can you
Yeah,
just
I know.
talk us through lap 1, mate? It was not the type of Charles that we normally see. So can you talk us through what happened there?
Yeah, basically, I got a decent start, and I saw Mikko I knew Mikko was going to try to go on the inside of Tobias at turn 3, so I was like, okay, I'm going to follow Mikko to turn 3. I changed my line, and then they did brake a bit early, and I was like, oh crap, I slammed to the brakes, and there was nothing I could do, so yeah, I told Mikko and Tim that was completely my fault, but yeah, Tobias, sorry, I told Tobias that was my fault, so yeah, it's alright. Bit of a mistake on my part, so I admit it was mine to blame, so yeah, hopefully next race will be keep it clean.
Tight track, short race, all the cars about the same speed, so yeah, there's a call for aggressive driving on some occasions, isn't there? Your car got a bit of damage. How much did it affect your pace after that?
Yeah, the going into left-hand corners was a bit weird. The right front didn't seem to want to turn in. The front didn't seem to want to turn into left-hand corners. So yeah, it was a bit of a pain luckily there's only like what 2 left-hand corners in this track, so yeah, it wasn't too bad. I was pushing quite hard, and I was hoping that Marcus would dive down the inside of Jared or something, as he normally does, and nothing happened, and then suddenly Yaren went off. So that's another dent in the Singapore point standings. I don't know why he went off, but yeah, it was a bit of a mixed race. So.
Yeah, Yaron had a few issues not so long before, but incredibly, your fastest lap of the race of 42.789 was on the last lap. Was it just a matter of dialing the car in, or being able to finally put it up to fuel mapping 1, or what brought that about?
Yeah, I crossed the line the last lap. I crossed the line, and I had like 1.5 liters of fuel, so I was like, okay, lap 1. Because I normally, my strategy was to keep it lap 1 in the entire first lap. But I decided to take it back because I didn't qualify too well, so I had an extra lap that I could use if I needed to pass someone, which never came about. So yeah, I had a bit of extra fuel that I knew I could use if I needed to pass someone, so I decided to use it on the last lap. I don't know if that's the fastest lap of the race. I don't think so. But yeah.
Oh, no. Oh, well, a good result in 4th, mate. Tripped over a little bit at the start, obviously, but your reputations, there's nothing wrong with the way you drive normally, Charles, so no doubt it was an honest mistake. Where are we off to? Is it Okayama next week, is it?
Okayama, yeah. Yeah.
And how do we find that track?
I used to race there in a couple of, I think Star Mazda was a couple of seasons ago, a couple of years ago, so I'm a bit familiar with that track, but yeah, I think everyone's quite new to that place too, so lots of practice this week. We just schedule some Singapore team practice. We need to get more points, yeah?
Well, no doubt Singapore did take a fairly hefty hit this round, excuse the pun, but no doubt you'll be back stronger and better next round with only, 3 rounds to go in the championship, so a bit of work there to do now. A lot of pressure from the Australians coming up behind. They might even have you by the end of the night, so good luck in the next race, mate, and hopefully everything works out well for you.
Cheers, man. Yeah, a lot of pressure from the Australians now. I think there's like, 6 drivers from Australia? More than 7.
I think there might even been the 8 tonight with young Jared there, or a race winner, and new entrants from Australia as well. So 2 races in a row for the Australian team, with Tobias last week and Jared this week. So lots of pressure coming in.
Hopefully Okayama being a more Grand Prix type circuit rather than this little Indy circuit. So hopefully we can get a better result there. More space to work with as well.
Well, good luck next week, mate. Good to have a chat.
Cheers, thank you.
Alright, who do you want up next, Brenton?
Well, mate, we don't need to. It's Tobias, mate. We might have a chat next week, Tobias. But Josh Burton, have we had a chat with him this series at all?
Not sure we have actually. Let's grab Josh up.
Well, he came 5th, 26 seconds off the lead after, where did you start there, Josh? 9th place, mate, so welcome to ARL TV's coverage of the Asian GT Series. 5th place, mate, you happy with that? It sounded like a pretty good result.
Yeah, it was reasonable. Had a really good battle with Rocky, I think it was, yeah. And, but we had a bit of contact, which... yeah, he just felt the need to use the car as a braking marker for some reason, but not to worry. Karma got back to him. So.
I was about to say, you held on to that 5th position, okay? We were keeping a little eye on that battle throughout the race, on and off, so... I mean, we didn't see too much overtaking today, but we definitely saw the odd little love tap here and there, and actually we've just seen that, what you were on about now, up the inside of Druids it was, wasn't it? So... yeah, I mean, how tricky is this circuit to overtake on?
It's extremely tricky. Like, there's probably only one overtaking opportunity, which is the turn 2, the hairpin, and you got to get a good run into there. So it's really tricky. Yeah.
So we obviously saw where you fell back behind, but where did you pick that place back up again on Rocky?
I think I got him back the next lap, corner later.
Okay, well, we might just see that on screen as we continue in this little chat. Actually, yeah, here it is now up the inside. Yeah, great little move.
So, how much practice did you get a chance to do over the week, Josh? I noticed your JFF teammate Scotty Stevens. Oh, he gave me a bit of a tap there, didn't he? What? Sorry, I'm just looking at lap 27 there. Sorry. Yeah, he did give you a hard tap. Scotty Stevens not here this week. Does he give you any help with the setups during the week, or this is something you've been working on?
It's something the team's been working on. Got it pretty much nailed now, but yeah, Scotty normally builds a ripper setup, so it's unlucky he couldn't race tonight. Anyway.
How much do the setups vary week from week, Josh?
Depends on the track. Like some tracks we can base setup off, but just all depends on the track really, and what type of corners it's got and stuff like that.
Just thinking that's your best result for this series. Is that your first top 5?
Yeah, it would be.
And the last car on the lead lap, mate. So only 5 cars on the lead lap, so that's a fantastic result there, mate. Just Okayama next week. What's your thoughts on that? Have you done many laps there at all?
Haven't done any laps in the Beamer, but I don't mind the tracks. They should be alright.
No doubt a few laps in the V8 supercar. How do you find this car compared to the V8? Bit of a train ride compared to the V8?
Yeah, it's very different. Like, it's one of them cars where it's easier to drive, but it's got its own difficulties in it as well.
Yeah, well, mate, good job tonight. Is there anybody you want to give a shout out to?
All the guys at JFF again. Jeez.
Yeah, no, good job by Scotty and Grant and yourself, and no doubt a few others I missed. So, no, good job tonight, mate. Hopefully we'll get a strong result from the Aussies again and walk away with this championship by the end of the series. It's a good effort by the Aussies in 1, 3 and 5 tonight, so good job.
Yeah, cheers guys.
Cheers, mate.
Thought last up we'll bring Mim Park up. We haven't spoke to Mim. He was in and amongst that mid battle.
Yeah, in the McLaren. Where is he? Starting 15th minutes. Welcome to ARL's coverage of GT Series. Just how was your race tonight? Bit of a struggle early, but seemed to come back pretty well.
Hi guys. Yeah, it was pretty interesting track. Very fast turnover, and yeah, briefly I started from pit, but yeah, because I only had a few practice before the race, and I've been usually on that 4, so yeah, there was a little bit of a struggle.
Just having a look at your lap time. Sorry, so you must have had a drama at lap 11. You've dropped a chunk of time there. I haven't actually seen that, but yeah, generally probably averaging out to 43s, high 43s, low 44s. Did you have much of a chance to use the setup at all, or you just said that you haven't driven the car much at all this track?
Yeah, I just got set up from someone else. I can't remember, but yeah, worked out pretty good. But yeah, at lap 11, yeah, I was quite paranoid about the following left boards, and try to give away to give a room to Marcus, I think. Then I just didn't slow down enough, then spun out.
Yeah, just having a look at that now with Marcus and Miko behind you. Just took the apex a bit wide and off into the sand bucket you go. But no, a strong performance tonight. You happy with that result? 11th place.
Yeah, even though I started from pit, yes, so good.
Yeah, well, that's what I was going to say. Your 15th best qualifying time, up to 11th, but started from the pit. So, what do we have? 26 runners. So, made up 15 positions with a mistake, so you can't be too unhappy with that.
Yep, and also I kind of underestimated the fuel efficiency of this car as well. So I think from like lap 16 or 17, I was on map 2 whole time. Then I realized it was a bit overly done later.
Yeah, that was something I wanted to ask actually. Was obviously we've heard from a lot of the Z4 drivers saying that, you know, they were sort of chopping and changing their mix all through the race. So when you say overly done, how much fuel did you end the race with?
I didn't have a look at it, but when there was 10 laps left, I had enough fuel to run 15 laps about.
Okay, so more than enough. So it's something that's always I've always been a little bit curious too, whether or not the McLaren is slightly more efficient than the BMWs out there, and looks like that might well be the case. And maybe a few races later on this year, we'll see that come as a bit of an advantage.
Yeah, I always been thinking that it's the other way around, but as you may know, I don't have many experience with this car, so we'll see. We'll give it a few more goes, and if I'm comfortable, I might join next race with this car again.
It'd be good to see a few more McLarens on the circuit. I mean, obviously you've only, like you say, you've only done a few races, but what's the most noticeable difference between the two?
Well, this car is just too oversteery. Just need to be more cautious. But I think speed-wise, it's about the same. Well, that's what I feel.
So hopefully that's something that will get dialed out a little bit in the new build. Touch wood, fingers crossed, and let's hope the rough is a little bit more competitive as well.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of guys dropping out on rough this season.
What's I mean, we're obviously round 10 now as well. I mean, any news sort of behind the scenes with what's going on next year? I know Brenton briefly touched on the fact that we could be looking at slightly longer season. Is there anything else that's been spoke about amongst the drivers?
Yeah, at the moment actually we're taking surveys from the drivers, and not sure what the outcome is at the moment, but we'll have a look all together and then discuss about it. But yeah, it's an interesting idea.
Cool. Well, I look forward to that. I mean, we've got Okayama next week. How'd you like that circuit?
Well, I did quite a lot of race on that track with MX-5 when I started iRacing, so it'll be pretty quick to catch up.
Yeah, good old rookie tracks. We love them always. Well, congratulations, Mim, picking up a decent result from coming all the way from the back. But yeah, anyone you want to give a quick shout out to?
Yeah, probably to one of my guys, William Hon. Hopefully, yeah, he had a good result next race as well, because he didn't seem to have any major accident this time.
Cool. Thanks, Mim. We'll catch you. We'll catch you next week, buddy.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me.
That might do us, AC.
Yeah, I think that just about wraps up the interview. Sorry for the guys that are waiting down there. But yeah, Brendan, another exciting race here in the GT series.
Short, sharp and sweet, and another new race winner for the series. So I think we're up to 5, maybe 6 now. So just shows the great variation that's in the series now, and it just keeps progressing stronger and stronger, doesn't it? So it's always good to have new faces on board, but they're not just here to make up numbers, they're here to win. So that raises the bar for everybody else. So a great job tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. I just want to thank everybody for tuning in, to all the sponsors as well. Don't forget to hit that subscribe and like button for us. And yeah, thank you, Brenton, for joining us in the comms box once again. So it's great to have you here.
And looking forward to Okayama next week, mate. So you have yourself a good week, AC.
Yeah, it's going to be a great one. So tune in again, same time, different place. But yeah, thanks everybody for tuning in. I've been Alex Simpson, been joined by Brenton. This is the Sim Racers Asia GT Series, round number 10 from Brands Hatch. We wish you all a good day, and we'll see you next week.